right, some medical experts are questioning the results of President Trump's recent medical exams. President Trump's doctor released the results of his annual physical exam on Friday. The 3-page report says the president is in, quote, excellent health and fully fit to serve. But medical experts are saying that there are some important gaps in the testing, and some of the numbers just don't add up. So for more on this, let's bring in CBS News medical correspondent Dr. Celine Gounder. She's also editor-at-large for public health at KFF Health News. All right. When you saw the report, which was released to the public, what was your big takeaway?
So the first thing to understand is that a physical exam and a fitness to serve assessment are not the same thing. So what the public is really asking is whether the president can discharge the powers and duties of the office. The report does not answer that question. So some of the things that stand out, first is cognitive testing. So the president scored a 30 out of 30 on what's called the Montreal Cognitive Assessment, or MoCA for short. That sounds perfect, but the president has now taken this test at least 4 times, and practice makes perfect. The more times you take this test, it is not meant to be taken repeatedly for monitoring, and it is not a fitness for duty exam. Second thing, blood pressure. It was 128/74 in April of 2025, now reported as 105/71. So that's a big drop in the top number, the systolic. On the face of it, his current blood pressure is normal, but a drop that big in someone who also just gained 14 pounds doesn't make sense. It's paradoxical. If you see that kind of weight gain with this drop in blood pressure, that implies he's probably on a blood pressure medication. And the memo that was released showed no blood pressure medication.
Are they supposed to disclose that?
Well, they say they're providing complete records of the annual physical exam.
Are there people who are almost 80 years old or 80 years old who wouldn't be on a blood pressure medication or even on a statin?
There may be, for any number of reasons. That could be from side effects, drug-drug interactions, not needing it. But again, he is now borderline obese. He's put on more weight. That should drive up your blood pressure, and it doesn't make sense to see the blood pressure
Yeah, I think they
fall.
listed his weight as 238
so is the
pounds.
the thing that is kind of standing out about this, the fact that they are perhaps not disclosing that he might be on this medication, rather than like the fact that he might be on it is fine, right?
Well, it's fine if he's on a blood pressure medication, but to say you're providing complete information when you're not,
being transparent.
That's the flag.
You're not being transparent. You know, and then I think the biggest question people have is about his cognitive level of functioning given his job. And the gold standard fitness to serve exam would be a comprehensive neuropsychological exam, which takes hours. The MoCA that he took is a 10-minute quick screen in the doctor's office. These are very different tests. Neuropsychological exams are meant to test your memory, your attention, your processing speed, your ability to plan, reason, and make complex decisions. Those are the things that matter, right, in a president. And that's the kind of standard fitness for duty assessment that is done for high-stakes jobs, ranging from an airline pilot to a military commander. No sitting president has taken that kind of test and at least disclosed the results publicly.
I keep thinking about Biden saying, I take a cognitive test every day just by being president. But I mean, it is really so key that these tests are done and that all the information is disclosed.
His report also says that his cardiac age is younger than what his actual age is. A lot of people are finding issue with that. What do you take away from that?
Yeah, we don't have the full context. Clearly, we're not being told all the information about his medication, so it's a little bit hard to interpret in that setting. Another thing that we're not getting is imaging of the brain. And in somebody who is president, who's at high risk, just male sex and his age alone, not to mention any other risk factors, those also increase his risk of stroke and other issues. Dementia, and we don't see any results of an MRI or a CT scan of the brain, and you can't measure risk factors that you don't measure. So that's also concerning. We've heard numerous reports about the bruising on the back of his hands being related to aspirin. He says he takes a high-dose aspirin, but in somebody his age, the risk of a hemorrhagic stroke, so that's a bleeding stroke, is higher with high-dose aspirin than the protective effect of against ischemic stroke, which is the blockage kind of stroke. So it doesn't quite make sense. Why is he on that? His own physician has recommended low-dose aspirin.
Yeah, and the White House at one point said he shakes too many hands, so that's part of the bruising, which...
Okay.
Dr. Gounder, thank you so much.
Thank you.